Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Homework Helper for Lesson 5 out of Unit 9. We are going to get started with number 6. And here is our first question of the assignment. Verify that y minus 1 equals 1/4 x squared is the equation of a parabola in Figure 1 by substituting 3 points in V01, C45, and E22. All right, so to do this, we need to make sure that, let's just start with V. So 0, 1. So if I plug in 0 for x, I want to get the same value for y. So I'm going to plug in 1 for y. That gives me 1 minus 1 is equal to 1/4 0 squared. So this is 0 equals 0. That checks out. The next point we want to do is C45. All right, I'm going to plug in 5 minus 1. This should be 1/4 times 4 squared. So that's 16 over 4. So basically we get 4 equals 4, and that checks out. The last one we want to do is E22. So we get 2 minus 1 is 1. So this better give us 1. 1/4 times 2 squared. So that's 1 equals 4 over 4, which is 1. So that works out. All right, so we can check each point and see that they all match up. Number 7. If you didn't know that 0, 1 was the vertex of the parabola, could you have found it just by looking at the equation? Yes. Yes, you could. That is because the equation itself is in vertex form, right? We just have to bump the 1 over and we're good, right? So we had y minus 1 equals 1/4 x squared. If I bump that 1 over, we get y equals 1/4 x minus 0 squared plus 1. Yeah. So yes, you could. Number 8. Use a diagram to derive the equation of the parabola based on the geometric definition of the parabola. FP equals PQ. I sometimes call it PD, this Q point, but it's okay. For this one, they call it Q, and we will keep it consistent with this problem. So starting off, we need to know FP equals PQ, right? We have FP, and I'm going to change it to red here. FP, the distance between the focus and the point, is equal to the square root of x minus 0 squared plus y minus p. I believe that's the point that they have, yeah. PQ. Right, PQ, we go, this is going to be x minus x squared plus y plus p. Okay, so this cancels out, right? We get x squared, and I'm going to square both sides here to get rid of these. So x squared, so for FP, x squared plus y minus p squared. So I'll write FP up here just so we have it. And this is squared equals PQ, which is just y plus p squared. All right, we can FOIL this stuff out. Right, we get x squared plus y squared minus 2, we'll say yp plus p squared. Plus p squared. All right, now we can go about canceling stuff. The y squareds go away. The p squareds go away. And we get x squared we can balance out the x squared equals 4yp, or we can shift this over and say y is equal, divide both sides, is equal to x squared over 4p. Right? So that's where that shortcut comes from. Right? So the FP 1 over 4a. All right, so that's how we get the equation of the parabola. Okay. So for number 9, recall the equation from problem 6. What is the value of p? Well, so once again, right, p is equal to 1 over 4a. All right, and a is 1/4 for this problem. So p is equal to 1 over 4 times 1/4. So p is just 1. In general, what is the value of p for any parabola? P is the distance between the focus and the vertex. Between focus and the vertex. Or it's also the distance between the directrix and the vertex. All right, because FP equals PD, or PQ in this case. Okay, so that puts us 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 3 questions left, 13, 14, and 16. So let's get going. Sketch the graph by finding the vertex. All right, so do they give us... They do, but it's on the next page. So the directrix is y equals 9. The focus is at negative 3, 7. Directrix is at y equals 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the directrix, negative 3, 7. There's the focus. Is that what it gave us? Did it give us the focus? Yeah, it did. It gave us the focus. All right, so that's a convenient, I guess, placement, because we know that the vertex is going to be in between the focus and the directrix. So the vertex basically has to be right here. Right, the distance between the focus and the directrix is 2. So the difference between the vertex and the focus has got to be 1. And this is going to be opening down. So there's a couple of ways that we can approach this. So I'm just going to sketch this to start here. Okay, so all right, we have the center, not center, I'm sorry, the vertex is going to be same x coordinate, but it's going to be one higher, so it's going to be at negative 3, 8. Now the question is we need to find out what a is. So a, we said, is 1 over 4p, and p in this case is the distance between the focus and the vertex. And since the vertex is above, right, this is going to give us a negative a value because it's opening down. So for this, we know that this has to be a negative, a is equal to negative 1 over 4 times 1. So a is equal to negative 1/4. So when we go to write out this equation, we can say, okay, y minus 8 equals negative 1/4 x plus 3 squared. And that'll do it. That was number 13. We got 14 and 16 left. So same concept. Let's write in the directrix at -6 now. Focus is at 2. So I'm just going to write this line in here. And we'll make it up here. Directrix at -6. All right, there's our directrix. Focus is at 2, -2. 1, 2. Okay, so that means that our vertex is going to be directly in between. It's going to be right here. So our vertex is going to be at 2, -4. Right, directly in between. And once again, we got to find A is equal to 1 over 4p. In this case, p, the distance between the two, we got to travel up 2, so p is going to be 2. Okay, so p is going to be 2. And that gives us a is going to be 1 over 8. Okay, so we go to graph this. Looks something like this is going to be opening up. So graphing, we get y plus 4 equals 1/8 x minus 2 squared. And this will do it. Okay, so we got to do one more question, number 16. And this is the same type of question. So, directrix y equals -1. Focus 4, -3, so it's going down. Y equals -1. 4, -3. So this one, we get another one. It's going to be opening down. So it's in between the two. So it's going to be at 4, -2 for the vertex. And A is going to be equal to 1 over 4p. P here is equal to 1. However, it's going to be a negative value because it's below. It's going to be opening down. It's going to be looking something like that. So we get y plus 2 equals -1/4 x minus 4 squared. All right, and that will conclude this lesson, lesson 5. Hopefully this was helpful for you. I appreciate you watching. I will see you next time. Good luck.